Good morning. My name is Paul Church from Clarity Craft here in the UK. Welcome to another episode of Groovi Tuesday. I hope everybody's well. A little bit just dead on 10 o'clock this morning. So we'll wait for a few people to join the room. I can see we've got some friends in the room already. Good morning, Karen, over on YouTube. You can watch us on YouTube, you can watch us on Facebook, and you can also watch via the Clarity Craft website as well. So it's lovely to have your company. We'll give it a few minutes for people to pull up a chair. What's the weather like where everybody is today? It's definitely fresher down here in the southeast. We had lots of rain and wind over the weekend, not as bad as further north. Good morning, Sharon, over on Facebook. There we go, Jane Telford. Good morning, Jane. Everybody's coming in now. There we go. Hope everybody's well. Good morning, Ken. Happy Groovi Tuesday indeed. So, slurp a coffee. So yeah, it's a little bit fresher down here in Edenbridge in Kent. So what's it like? Has anyone got any snow? I know we have friends tuning in from all over the UK and indeed the world as well. We have many friends coming in from Europe, Australia. Good morning, Sue. There we go, Sally. Everybody's coming in. Flying solo this morning. Sue is very busy on the telephones, taking your grey Friday sale orders that we kicked off yesterday at 2 o'clock. So I'm sure everybody can hear me. Somebody would have said by now. But if you've got any questions, I'll try and keep an eye on the chat. But no doubt the lovely design team will be there to answer any questions as well. So there we go. Bright and sunny in Preston, sunny in Crawley. Yes, I mean, the sun's definitely out, but it's fresh this morning. So good morning, Olga from... Okay, Olga, what time is it in St. Helena Island? Is it St. Helena? I think, yeah, Island. Because I looked that up the other day when I saw you was in the room, and it is in the middle of nowhere, isn't it? What time of day is it with you today or this evening? So I can see we've got everyone's good morning from snowy Norway. There we go. All over the world. Sunny but chilly in Devon. There we go. Good morning, Josie. Nice and easy. Jane has just sent me a text. Thank you, Jane. Jane has just texted me to say that the sound is all good. Thank you very much, Jane. So yeah, I'm sure if there's anything of importance, I'm sure Jane won't mind just dropping me a text. Just why poor Sue and the team are not poor Sue, Sue and the team are on the phones taking your Grey Friday sale orders. As I mentioned earlier, up to 60% off on the Grey Friday sale. We launched that yesterday at 2 o'clock, and many of you took advantage of that. So it runs from yesterday, when we kicked it off, until midnight on Monday. And I thought during this hour, what I might do, I might show you some of my favourites. Maybe you're new to parching, and you're thinking, oh, what do I get next? What's sort of some of the essentials? So I've got a little sort of shop behind me, and all the items on the shelf are in the Grey Friday sale. So yeah, but we'll just give it a few more moments for people to pull up a chair. Over the past couple of weeks, we've been working with Linda's Snowflake Owl plate. And it's one of those plates that when you look at it in a little bit more detail, you can see it's not necessarily just for Christmas. I love these frames that go around the outside that you can use throughout. You could replace the sentiments. I mean, it says Happy Christmas. We've got Happy Holidays. We've got Merry Christmas. And we've also got Season's Greetings. Little snowflakes could be replaced by stars. And as we know, if we're using Groovi, we don't have to trace out all the different elements. So maybe you're thinking, oh, that's been on my wish list now. So the item number for the owl is 41571. I know we've sold quite a few over the past month or so, but it's one of those ones, I think it's timeless, isn't it? That you could use it for winter weddings, even going into sort of January, February time. And let's have a look at it at the plate traced out. There we go. So that's, if you take it exactly how it comes, that's what you get. And I've been taking my inspiration from some artwork from the design team. And it all started really with this piece here from Carol Baker that jogged my memory. And it's been using one of Josie Davidson's circular grids, okay, which also happened to be in the Grey Friday sale. So this is what I thought, yeah, that owl works perfectly on the inside. Then we have some more artwork here. So this is from Jilly, and that's using one of our other Groovi plates to create the frame. Then another one from Jilly on our designer papers, also in the sale. Then this one here from Sheila Gray. I like the colours that Sheila's used on this one. So this is some of Dee's designer papers in the background. And I think the colour palette works really well. We've got some coloured parchment used there, and then some clear parchment, and I'm guessing some pergaliner pencils used there. Then we have another one from Sheila as well. Different colourway. Look at those little, I think that's some of our perga crystals, and I know we've only got a handful of those left, but rather than sort of wobbly eyes, perga crystal eyes, some brads in the corner to keep it all together. Then this one from Jilly, it's got some sparkle to it on this one. Perga glitter. There we go. Look at that. And then finally, this is where we've been working towards over the past few weeks. This is a piece created by Linda Williams herself. And what we've been concentrating on is the feathery look and how to achieve that soft white work. So just as a bit of a recap, what we did was, let's move this lovely artwork out of the way. I took our Pico dies and cut a circle out because that's going to fit within my grid frame that we created prior to starting work on this. Okay, and the way in which it works is if you follow Josie's instructions on the grid, these are like little photo corners, and the artwork just pops underneath like so and holds your piece of artwork in the middle. And it's always, I think personally, to do this on a separate piece rather than go in the middle of this, make a mistake, and then you've got to cover it up. So this is where we started several weeks ago, and you can go back on our YouTube page to see how this was created. But we've been concentrating on this piece here, and we've been using this on the front of the artwork. Okay, and then on the back, really, there we go, you can see how we're starting to build up those layers of white work. Now, for me personally, the way that I've been able to achieve this type of white work is by using our shader tools. And I know many of you have been reintroduced to them. There's 3 different sizes now. And when we took ownership of Pergamano, the smallest one had been discontinued by them. So 0.8 mil had been discontinued. And we now have the manufacturing process back in the UK. So due to popular demand, we put the 0.8 mil back into production. Now, if you've already got one or two of these, it can be quite difficult to work out which one it is that you have. Because at the end of each of the tools, let me show you, they've all got the same symbol, which is like a paper clip. Okay, you can see that just there. But it doesn't tell you what the size is. So the way that I worked it out is that if you measure either side from side to side on that paper clip, if it measures 3 millimeters wide, then you've already got the 0.8. If it's 4 millimeters wide, then you've got the 1 mil. And if it's the 5 millimeters wide, then you've got the 1.2. Okay. Now, when they're side by side, you can obviously see small, medium, and large. If you're new to Groovi, since Clarity have been doing parchment craft, then, and you've been buying from us or from the TV up until recently, then you probably haven't got that 0.8. Okay, because I think it was, I think it was earlier in this year we reintroduced it, and it's proved really, really popular. So that's what I've been working with to create that feathery type of white work on the feathers. And I've been using it in conjunction with my pink mat. Now, this is also in the Grey Friday sale, and the item number for this is 70075. So maybe you've got a wish list that you've been hanging on for, or you're looking for a stocking filler that you want your other half to buy you or a friend to buy you. Then just make a note of those numbers, and then you can pop over to the claritycraft.com website, put that item number in, and it'll pop up for you. So, okay, let's have a show of hands. If you want to, show your hand, and if you've already placed an order in the sale, or are you still on the fence thinking, oh, I don't know what to go for, there's too much to choose from. If you look at the sale prices when you go to the website, if you belong to any of our Clarity Craft clubs, then you'll also get your additional discount as well. So, so yeah, text message from the lovely Jane. Okay, so apparently the live chat is playing up on Facebook. Okie dokie, thank you for that. So hopefully if you are having problems, maybe it's obviously a Facebook issue. So you may want to sort of close it down and log back into Facebook. That may help. So Debbie's received her starter kit today and just started your Groovi journey. Oh, well done. Glynis has got a list. Ellie can't decide what to order. Judith has already ordered. Oh, goodness me. Okay, let's have a look. There we go. Thanks, Jane. Right. Are we ready? Has anybody finished their owl? Pat said, can I say that out loud, Pat? Pat said she hasn't ordered yet, but her husband is out all day. I'm not going to say anything, Pat. You order away. And I know that another great stocking filler that many of you add into your basket is the Groovi Guard. Okay, right. So let's have a recap then on what we've been doing. I'm going to zoom in very closely on this. Let me just do my yoga, see if I can remember which way I need to come in. Okay, there we go. Keep it nice. Let's see if the camera wants to behave today. I think the camera will be okay because we've got pink in the background rather than white. And we've been starting off using the shader tools, and we've been doing this one, then moving on to that one, and then we've created that fluffy effect in the cap of his hat and on the little, not bauble, bomb. No, I can't think what it's called. Pom-pom. We'll call it a pom-pom. Bobble. It's a bobble, not a bauble. I'll get there in the end. Okay. Right. So when I'm working with the tools, we've been using the 3 different sizes to add our levels of white work to this. So I'm going to start off with, let's have a look, I'm going to go to the medium one, the 1 mil. If budget only allows for 1, then for me, I would go for the 1 mil tool to start with. Okay. I'm going to use my Groovi guard to focus on the area in question. And then what we're going to do, I'm going to start at the tip of the feather and I'm drawing it towards me. Okay. Now, some people draw towards them in relation to the strokes. Some people work away from themselves. It's entirely up to you. Try it on a scrap piece of parchment first, and then see which works for you. So what we're going to do now is continue with our feathers. So starting at the tip, and as I come towards me, I'm lifting away. Okay, so there's a question coming from Mandy. I'm relatively new to Groovi. Please could you show how the corner punches work? Sure, yeah. Someone gives me a reminder later on during the hour. I've got them on the shelf behind me, so we can definitely have a look at those. It's a great way of attaching your parchment. Can you see the difference in the brightness of the white? Because we let this rest for a week, then what happens is that the parchment has time to sort of rest itself so that when we go on with another layer, it becomes brighter. So we're going to follow our way around like so. And when we started with this particular project, we traced out the feathers using the number 3 tool from the starter kit. Okay, so the number 3 tool has a little ball on the end, which means that when you're tracing out, then it doesn't go into the groove as much. So we're going to work our way around. Let's pop that to one side. Work our way around on the feathers, just like we have been doing over the past few weeks, like so. Okay, you can see how it's, yeah, it definitely makes a difference by letting it rest for a week. And then we're just going to go round. And it's that level of sort of whiteness. So now when I turn this over, you can see how it's definitely brighter on this side than it is on that side. Okay, so let's move over to the other side of the owl. Okay, Facebook not playing today. Oh, I wonder why that is. Maybe this ain't going on in the world that everyone's over on Facebook. All we're doing now is we're building, and I don't really notice that I'm leaving sort of an area between each of the wings to create that light and shade effect. So there we go, just there. I'm going to do it on that one. And I'm not going all the way up to the tip or to underneath the one above. Okay, so that's another layer done there on the feathers. Now I'm going to go to his little tootsies. And for that, I'm going to go for the smaller one. So this is the 0.8 mil. Okay. And then very noticeable there on the smaller areas. And then on this one over here. So it's all about sort of just building it up into layers. And the more layers you do, the whiter it will become. Okay, right, let's go for the pom-pom now, or the I forgot what the word is again. Bauble, bobble. Okay. And what we can do, we're sort of adding the illusion of movement. I'm going to turn it around, like so. All right, I'm going to ask a silly question now. Who has made all their Christmas cards already? Anyone completed all their Christmas cards, written them all, ready to post, or have you already posted them? I haven't. I haven't even thought about it. Christmas is a month away. Okay. Hi, Sherry. Lovely to have you in the room from York. Very nice. What's it like up in York? Okay, Ken said it's very frustrating not having the live chat. I'll sit quietly at the back and watch and be inspired by his bobble trouble. Jane's made all of hers. Helen has made 103 cards. Goodness me, Helen. I've got to ask, are they all Groovi? Or is it a mix of Groovi, stamping, stencils? 103. When did you start? Wow. Cold and sunny with Sherry. I bet you're lovely, snug as a rug in your camper van with the cats, aren't you? So, yeah. Sally says, first time ever, cards done, written, and presents wrapped. Presents? Oh dear. Pat's she's working out a plan. She's going to use the poppet stamps looking out of a window. That's a really good idea. And many of our friends in the room, that if you can't see all the chat, I'm sort of doing the translation because I know it's sort of playing up on Facebook. Where's that one gone? Oh, it's jumped up. No, two gone. So Helen said they're a mix of Groovi and die cut, mostly Clarity products. Wow. James made 60, a mixture of stamp and Groovi. Goodness me. Are you sharing any of these on Groovi and Clarity Worldwide? Because it's all about sort of sharing the ideas and inspiration, isn't it? And obviously sharing our Groovi Tuesdays, our Shack episodes, and our Clarity Social TV as well. Maybe you belong to some other groups and you're allowed to share that information in there. Spread the word, definitely. So Stephanie's made them but not written them, a mix of styles. Everyone is so organized. Goodness me. Okay. Right, so where was I? So I was doing the bobble on the end of his hat, and I'm using the smaller of the shader tools. Now I'm going to go to the largest one to have a look at the trim of his fluffy hat. So I'm going to start on the outside part and then just come. But what I'm doing is I'm staying away from the middle section. Okay. And I'm just going to put a little bit more. See, I know how much pressure I can apply before I'll go through the parchment. But the pink mat is definitely, if you're new to white work and you're thinking that you're struggling with it, by using the black mat, or maybe using the black mat with the cello bag, which acts as a little bit of a resist, and you're still not happy with the result you're getting, then the pink mat is in the Grey Friday sale, and it's £13.99, so you're going to save £6 plus your Clarity Craft Club discounts as well. And these make lovely little stocking fit. Maybe you've got some crafty friends that you craft together with, and maybe you're looking for sort of like a Secret Santa present. Although, if I show you Secret Santa, what could be in this? I hear you ask. That would be fun, wouldn't it? If that was your Secret Santa and you was giving it to a fellow parcher, I think they'd have a good idea on what is in that tube. So, yeah, maybe you just need another one for yourself as well. See, some bits you can never have too many of something, can you? I mean, like groovy guards, groovy tabs, parchment. We definitely need parchment because obviously it's a consumable, and the more we do, the more we're going to use. Now, some of our coloured parchment, our two-tone parchment, once it has gone, it has gone. And so now may be the perfect opportunity for you to stock up on that. So I'm just sharing with you some little bits of information that maybe you've only recently found Groovi Tuesday or claritycrafts.com since Create and Craft no longer existed. And you're thinking, I didn't realise they did this. I didn't realise they did that. Because Barb's been going 31 years in the business, and there's a vast library of design and products. And I think we found yesterday in the 2 o'clock Clarity Social TV show that, excuse me, many of you took advantage of that collection of stamps that was being showcased, those lovely little build a scene stamps. They hadn't been on Create and Craft for, I'd say probably at least a year. So maybe you were sort of new to Create and Craft as well. So just check out the claritycrafts.com website. I mean, you'll get lost. You'll spend hours and hours going through page after page. But yeah, it's definitely worth checking out, especially as part of our Grey Friday sale as well. So spot on sponges. Spot on, Jane, indeed. Okay, so let's have a look where we're heading towards on this one. There we go. Definitely building up there, isn't it? Good morning, Jill. I only just got up feeling rough. Oh, sorry to hear that. Hope you feel better soon. It's not very nice, is it? Especially when the weather's a little bit horrible outside as well. Now, looking at the front, I need to do a little bit more on his wings over this side. It looks a little bit featherless. So which side is that? So this is this side. So I'm going to take the medium tool, and then let's just add a little bit more on there so it doesn't look so sparse. I can't believe how many of you have already done it. Well, done your Christmas cards already. I'm sort of like Christmas Eve job, if I get round to it, that is. So I'm going to go for let's put a little bit more whiteness on this one. I just need to be careful that I don't go too heavy. There we go. I don't know why I'm holding my breath. So what we're doing now is we're just adding a little bit more definition to the tips of those feathers. There we go. And what we'll do, we'll compare this side of the owl to the other side. And then, there we go. All of a sudden it just starts to, the magic starts to appear. let's have a look now. There we go. Definitely a lot whiter on this side now than it is on this side here. Okay. So a question, Karen, my order won't accept the November 10 discount code. Unfortunately, it can't be used, that code can't be used in conjunction with the Grey Friday sale. Because we've sort of gone up high on the discount and then Clarity Club discounts as well. So that one isn't, you can't use that one during the course of the Grey Friday sale, unfortunately. So yeah, so don't panic that it's not working. So morning, Maggie, still can't see any more comments. I can see you. So, okay. So let's have a look. I think this side now needs a little bit. Facebook's definitely got some gremlins in there today, haven't they? So let's go for a little bit more depth on this side. There we go. And it's just about the process of just sort of building up. Okay, Christine said, good morning, Paul. I bought this snowy owl plate after watching you last week. I used the shader tool. Oh, it's disappeared. Hang on. I used, where's it gone? There we go. Bring it back. I used the shader tool on the bobble and front trim of the hat and then stippled them. It looks so fluffy. Yeah, I know Maggie Craner loves a little bit of stippling. So yeah, all these lovely messages coming in. Thank you, Jane. Jane's popping up some codes of, I'm guessing, Jane, these are your essentials as well, aren't they? Sort of like the Groovi Guard, spot on sponges, the pink mat, the shader tools. I mean, once you've got the tools, you've got them, haven't you? It's only sort of like the consumables, like the spot on sponges, the parchment, Groovi tabs, that you need to sort of keep stocked up on. But pencils, once you've got those, you've got them. And we do sell the pencils individually as well. So that if you're, I know many of you have like a particular favorite color and it starts to run down. And when you look in the box and you think, oh yeah, that's a well-loved pencil there, then you can buy them individually as well to restock your existing collection. So, okay. All right, so let's have a look. So we've done some more on there, some more on there. And then let's go. I'm using the smallest one now. And I'm using the shader tool in the spoon position. There we go, everyone's coming in now. Pink mat, and Maggie says that the pink mat and the shader tools are her most essential tools. Shari loves the effect of stippling, but having trouble with the patience needed. Fine with white work though, go figure. Josie saying her essentials are blending nibs and dorso oil. Groovi tabs from Jane, pack of 16, 40437. There we go. It's like having a little personal shopper, isn't it? All right, so let's have a, I'm going to go back to the bobble. I had to think about that. The bobble. Smallest one. I don't know why I get those two words confused. A bobble on me bauble. Right, so now let's add some real definition to the fluffiness on here. So I'm using the smallest tool now. Again, I'm staying away from that middle area. There we go. And I've sort of left some like grey work in between sort of the ups and the downs to create the illusion. Okay. Turning it over like so. And I say it doesn't take long. It is one of those things you need to have some patience, don't you? As Sherry said, she's got the patience for the white work, but not for the stippling. It's weird, isn't it? How our mind works. Yeah, very strange. But I suppose it keeps us occupied, doesn't it? So there we go. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at our little Mr. or Mrs. Owl. Definitely starting to come together. Now, another tip that I can share with you, I mean, I've shared with you before, but if you're new, if you don't have the confidence, so to speak, with your white work, then there's a couple of different options you can go for. So you can use the pergolina pencils, and you could use the white ones to do so. So I've got my pergolina B pencil, and if I now work on a hard surface, I'm going to remove my pink mat like so. And if I want to, say, intensify the whiteness, then where's my goggles gone? Then what I can do is very lightly, I'm not applying pressure, I'm using the B pencil on the back. Okay. And this works really well if you're working on, say, a snowman or something. And I know Linda Williams often uses a pencil on the back, especially for larger areas. So if I add the B pencil here and turn that over, can you see it's whiter than the ones underneath? Okay. And then what you can also do to get more of a softer look to it is you could take your blending pen with some Dorso oil and blend it as well. Okay. So if I add some white on here, just like so. Okay. And then there we go. And we can turn that over. Can you see this? I can see it. I can see the difference. Jackie Koo says, my sale order is waiting to go, just making sure I've added all I want. But of course, I can go back. Of course you can. That's one of the great things about the internet and websites is that the web shop never closes. It's there 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days of the year. And the way in which technology works now, back in the day, a lot of websites used to run off of a big computer that was physically in an office, and so it had to rely on one, obviously not being a power cut to that building, and because if there was a power cut, then potentially the website would go down because it was all contained on this server, unless it had a battery backup. And a lot of companies that are sort of computer critical, they were like big car batteries that would kick in if there was a power cut. So that would mean that the website would keep on sort of running. But nowadays, with sort of like the cloud and everything else, as long as the cloud doesn't stop working, then things like Facebook, YouTube, websites, they'll continue to run. So that's great because the Clarity website is 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days of the year. However, if you prefer to place an order, then we're open Mondays to Friday on the telephone from 8 a.m. till 4:30. And Sue and the team have definitely been busy since yesterday afternoon. So yeah, so if there is a little bit of a queue, then just bear with, and you'll either get Sue gets them first, then Pete, and then Jazz. So they're definitely on the ends of those phones not waiting, but they're there. And sometimes it goes in like a queue, doesn't it? So, okay, so let's have a look then at some stippling. So to do the stippling, we need a Pergamano needle tool, and we need the 1 needle fine tool. Okay, so I've got my Pergamano 1 needle fine here, and we need to do it onto a piece of card. Now, from what I've been told, fine sandpaper is really good for stippling onto. I don't have any sandpaper here in the office, so I'm going to take a piece of craft card. Okay, and when we're doing the stippling, we do the stippling on the back, like so. Maggie, I know you're going to love this. Maggie loves a little bit of stippling, don't you, Maggie? Right, okay, let's see if I can come in on this camera. There we go. Where am I going? If I go there, glasses. If you're stippling, you need a piece of card and the same size piece of sandpaper onto your parchment. It makes a huge difference. Okay, so all we're going to do now. So Jane's saying that it would be better if I fold my card in half. Okay, so double the thickness. I know Linda Williams used to use the inside of a cereal box. Right, okay. So we'll grab my phone over this side. Right, okay. Are we ready? All we're going to do now is stipple. This is fun. Shari, I agree. I think I'm on the Maggie and Shari boat. Okay. I should have gone for the bobbles, shouldn't I? So all we're doing, I'm not stabbing, I'm slightly tapping the parchment. Okay. I remember, a couple of years back, Barb in the shack, and Barb was doing it with a pencil. It's like pointillism. It drove some people mad. I think because it's the concentration, isn't it? All right, I'm gonna do this little bit here, and then we'll turn it over, and I don't know, it's quite addictive. So, okay, so Josie is saying, right, okay, so we've got lots of tips from the design team. Glennis says, I use a grey board that comes from the back of paper pads. Okay. Josie says it needs to be fine sandpaper, and she lightly embosses on the back first to start the whiteness of. Okay. Jill said, am I on the front or the back? I'm on the back. Maggie. Maggie, that's cheating, but I like it. Maggie says, I also use a 2 needle or a 4 needle tool where you have the room to fit it in. Wow, I love that idea. That is very clever thinking. Okay, who else uses the 2 or the 4 needle fine tool? I think that is genius. Yeah. That is so obvious, isn't it, really? Especially in larger areas. Wow. Yeah. Thank you, Maggie. That's definitely made my day. Little things. Okay. Let's do a little bit over here. Okay. Okay, so Josie's also saying you can use a 5 and a circle. Glennis says she's been known to use the split 2 needle. Yeah. See, sometimes the obvious isn't obvious, is it? And it's so obvious now. Okay, so let's turn this over. I'm going to come in on, let's have a look. Ooh, where am I going? There we go. Yes, definitely looks fluffy, doesn't it? A little bit more work, but it's all about, yes. Oh, what a game change. I'm going to go and grab the 2 and the 4 needle fine. Okay, so question then for our friends at home, is the fine better than the bold? Okay. Maggie, I'm not gonna read that out, Maggie. No. You can chat amongst yourselves on that. Okay, Barbara Brown says you need to sing the right song while stippling. Okay, Barbara, start us off. What is the stippling song? I think I've got something in my head, but I'm not going to put that earworm into everybody. Fine all the way. Yeah. Jane likes the groovy guard as it focuses you on the area better. Yeah, totally get that. Fine needle tools from Josie. So what I'm doing, if you are struggling with your reading messages on Facebook, I'm just giving out some of the answers for the questions that I'm asking. Maggie, she really breaks convention. She goes with the bold tools. Okay, right, I've got my 4 needle fine here. Okay, let's go to the 4 needle fine, and I'm going to do this end here. Oh, much quicker. And what I'm doing, I'm just slightly turning the tool. Yes. Maggie, why don't you like stippling? If you're using the multi-needle tool, you get it done quicker. Wow. Jane says, I used to use the bold, but the fine is much better. I suppose that's also like the, when you freestyle pico cut to perforate around the outside of a card, if you're going to sort of cut out a piece, then the to start off with, the 2 needle bold is a good way because it gives you that slightly bigger hole to get the tip of your scissors into. And then once you get a little bit more confident, then you drop down to the 2 needle fine, and you will get a finer looking pico cut as well. Okay, has the question come up here? Tap, tap, tap all day long, isn't it a tapping song that the 7 drawer sing? I was thinking whistle while you work. That was that. Yeah, that was Snow White, wasn't it? Oh, I like this. Come on, everyone's got to have an earworm now. Oh, Maggie, what a game changer. I'm sure you've probably shared this with us before. Karen, yeah, it makes perfect sense. Okay. Oh, I think I changed my mind about stippling now. Definitely a game changer. I like. Sherry, have you tried that using a multi-needle tool to stipple? Maybe that could be a game changer for you as well. So now I'm going to go all over. I'm really getting carried away with this now. Not so concentrating in the central area. Okay. Stipple while you work. That's all I know. Jingle bells, it has the right tempo. Yeah. Oh, yes, Barb said in the shack it was hello mother, hello father. That's right. Ah, oh, goodness me. So Jenny said it's been very interesting chatting and watching and going in and out of Facebook. The screen even changed colour from red to blue. Goodness. Well, let's hope everything's all okay on Facebook for 2 o'clock, because we'll be back with you at 2 p.m. today for another episode of Clarity Social TV, where we'll be shining a light on some other products that are in the Grey Friday sale. I know it. You don't really want to get carried away, do you? Let's have a little look. If I bring that up like so. Oh, where am I going? I'm on the other camera, aren't I? Let me switch to the overhead. So when I bring that up, there we go. Ooh, that one. Yeah. There we go. Definitely needs a little bit more. Jackie says her husband is picking up everything with his new hearing aids. I bet he'll moan when I stipple. Well, they say you learn something new every day, and I'm sure many of our friends in the room have definitely learned something there with the stippling and using the multi-needle tools. That really does make a difference, doesn't it? Yeah. Ken says, whistle while you work, stippling while you talk. Needles going in and out. There is no need to shout. Probably said all that completely wrong, but off tune. I really, really like that. Okay, so for next week, we're in December already. I reckon next week we'll just finish off the owl next week, and then we can turn him into a Christmas card, and that'll be probably the first and only Christmas card I'll make this year. And then following on from that, the week after, so that's the 3rd of December, we'll finish the snowy owl. Then it'll be the 10th, won't it? 10th of December. We're going to make a start on these plates that we released earlier this month. And this is the, let's bring these in on the, I'm going to zoom out now. Oh, I've got all the tools out everywhere. Right, hang on, I'm going to zoom out. So these are Jazz's samplers. Okay, and we launched these a couple of weeks ago. So you've got the Rosy sampler. These are A4 plates. And you also have the festive sampler. And I know many of our friends at home went for the complete bundle. If you want to still get that bundle, the item number for that is 42401. If you just want Rosie, then it's 42396. And if you just want the festive one, then it's 42395. Now, because we only launched these earlier this month, they're not in the Grey Friday sale. However, you will still get your Clarity Craft Club discount on top of those prices. So we're going to be looking at this one from Jazz in conjunction with a guide to gridwork by Linda Williams, which we also released at the same time. If you want to go for the guide and the 2 mini grids, which is a straight and diagonal, then the item number for that is 21224. If you just want the book from Linda, then the item number for that is 31723. Again, brand new launch, so they won't be included in the Grey Friday sale, but you do get your Clarity Craft Club discounts as well. Now, one more thing before we go, I put some of my favourites on the shelf, some essentials. So we already had a look. Linda Williams calendar. Every parcher needs one of these, or even if you're not a parcher. This was launched earlier this year. We launched this at the annual parchment retreat at the Spa Hotel in October. So this is a lovely sort of way of giving you some ideas and inspiration. And the item number for the calendar is 31715. So that's a lovely little stocking filler if you're looking for something there. Other essentials, Pergolina pencils, item number 70063. Maybe you're looking for a new pink bag. Mine goes everywhere with me. And I've got, as long as I put everything back, which I do tend to, not necessarily straight away. So we've got the pink bag as well. The item number for that is 70130. Definitely the pink mat. If you're on that groovy boss journey, then the pink mat is definitely an essential. Jane's just popped up the metallic pens. Yes. Now, when we got these back into stock, these were a real sort of game changer. And so the metallic gel pens, because we worked out not only could you use them obviously to color on parchment, but you can push them into the grooves and create your line art as well. So if you wanted that, and you can use them for your everyday crafting, maybe, you know what? These are perfect for Christmas as well, because if you're making your cards and you're using black card blanks, rather than maybe put an insert in, you want to be able to write on the black card, then the metallic gel pens write beautifully on the black card on the inside, and it gives it that little bit of extra, not sparkle, but that glimmer, doesn't it? If you've gone for stamps, they're great for colouring in the stamps. On the Pergamano Poppet stamps, they look beautifully on the wings. See, everyone's coming in saying, this, you must need this, you must need that. Brads and glitter are a must as well. Yep, so we've got the brads, you've got the whole bundle there. If you want to go for all of those, just little sort of stocking fillers really, aren't they? 70413. Top up on your storage pots if you want more of those, 70415. So it's just shining a light on just some essentials that you may want to add to your collection, because as we know from experience, once you get in the groove, it really does start to expand, doesn't it? And at the Grey Friday prices, then it's definitely worth taking advantage of. So thank you as always for your company. Thank you to Jane for helping out in the room and just giving me updates on text with Facebook playing up and everything else. Hopefully Facebook will have sorted itself out when it comes to 2 o'clock. We'll be back with you at 2 o'clock for another Clarity Social TV show. And we'll be looking at some products which I think everybody will enjoy using. So enjoy the rest of your morning, and yeah, thank you as always. And